Dear students, in last video we learned that transportation in animals, or we can say transportation occurs with the help of circulatory system. This circulatory system consists of blood vessels and heart. We discussed about blood and blood vessels in last video, and today I am going to describe about human heart. As you know, heart is a vital organ of the body and it is the most sensitive organ of our body. Now, what is the structure of human heart? It works as a pump. Firstly, you should know it works as a pump and pushes the blood into a network of tubes which are called blood vessels. It is conical in shape with the apex facing downwards and broad base upward. It means its pointed end is towards the lower side and the broad end is towards the upper side, as you can see in this diagram also. It is situated in the thoracic cavity between the lungs and above the diaphragm. Our body can be divided into two parts. The part above diaphragm, the upper one is called thoracic cavity and the lower one is called abdominal cavity. And the human heart is present in the thoracic cavity between the lungs and above the diaphragm. It is oriented slightly towards the left. It is also shown in this diagram. It is present slightly towards the left side of the thoracic cavity. The heart is protected by the rib cage on all sides and by the vertebral column on the back side. If we see the diagram, you can see clearly human heart is protected from front from all the sides by the rib cage, and from the back it is protected by the vertebral column, which is also called backbone. The size of the human heart is similar to the size of a closed fist. When we are closing the fingers, that is called a fist, and the size of human heart is almost equal to a closed fist. The human heart internally shows four chambers which are indicated as 1, 2, 3 and 4. It means we can say human heart consists of four room like structures, or four chambers are present in human heart. The upper two chambers are called right atrium and left atrium, and the lower two chambers are called right ventricle and left ventricle. So in short, we can say a human heart is divided into four parts. The upper two parts are called right atrium, or also called right auricle, and left auricle. Atrium and auricles are the same term, and the lower two chambers are called right ventricle and left ventricle. The upper two atria are thin walled chamber, means they are having thin walls, and the lower two chambers, which are called ventricles, they are having the thick walls. The atria are separated by a thin muscular partition. In the same way, the upper two atrium are separated from each other by a very thin muscular sheet, whereas the lower two ventricles are separated from each other by a thick muscular partition. Here is shown the circulation of blood inside the heart. Now what is how our human heart works, that here is shown the function of human heart. Firstly, what happens, the right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body through vena cava. As you can see in the diagram, there is shown right atrium. This right atrium receives deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood means which is having less amount of oxygen and more amount of carbon dioxide. So that type of impure blood, you can say, comes into the right atrium through you can say through vena cava. Vena cava are the blood vessels which are carrying deoxygenated blood from different parts to the right atrium. Now what will happen when the deoxygenated blood comes in the right atrium? Right atrium sends this deoxygenated blood into the right ventricle. So here it is written deoxygenated blood is pumped into the right ventricle. The opening between the right atrium and the right ventricle is guarded by a valve. As you can see, when deoxygenated blood goes from right atrium to right ventricle, there is a valve like structure present between these two parts, which is called tricuspid valve, and this tricuspid valve allows the movement of blood only in one direction, that is from right atrium to right ventricle. So the blood cannot come back to right atrium again. Once the blood goes from right atrium to right ventricle, this tricuspid valve is closed, which prevent the backflow of blood from ventricle to atrium. Now here is shown the valve allows blood to flow only in one direction. From the upper part of the right ventricle, as you can see in the diagram, the pulmonary artery arises. Pulmonary word is related to the lungs. It means from the right ventricle a blood vessel arises which is called pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. What is the function of this pulmonary artery? We know that deoxygenated blood is coming from right atrium to right ventricle. Now this deoxygenated blood is sent to the lungs for oxygenation through the pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery is exception in our body. We generally know that arteries contain oxygenated blood and veins contain deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary artery is the only artery in human body which contains deoxygenated blood. I am telling again, deoxygenated means less amount of oxygen and more amount of carbon dioxide. So from the right ventricle, this deoxygenated blood is sent to the lungs for oxygenation through the pulmonary artery. Now what lungs do? Lungs purify this blood and they convert this deoxygenated blood to the oxygenated blood. Now what happens from the lungs? This oxygenated blood is now brought into the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. It means the blood which was deoxygenated, that was sent to the lungs for oxygenation, and after oxygenation that purified blood or oxygenated blood comes to the left side of the heart, which is called left atrium, through certain blood vessels which are called pulmonary veins. So these pulmonary veins are the only veins in the human body which contains oxygenated blood. So this is also the exception. Now the purified blood or oxygenated blood comes into the left atrium. From the left atrium, this oxygenated blood goes to left ventricle, and as there was a valve between right atrium and right ventricle, in the same way there is a valve present between left atrium and left ventricle which is called bicuspid valve, so that there is no backflow of blood from ventricle to auricles. Now there is a main artery, or we can say largest blood vessel of the body, which arises from the upper inner part of the left ventricle, and this main artery is called aorta. The function of this aorta is to carry oxygenated different parts of the body. So this aorta is the largest blood vessels in the human heart, which carries purified blood to all the parts of the body so that they can take oxygen and perform their respiration process and get the energy. So in this way human heart works. The circulation which occurs in human heart, that is called double circulation. So students, just remember that in the right side of the heart there is always deoxygenated blood, and in the left side of the heart there is always oxygenated blood. So in this way deoxygenated blood remains separated from the oxygenated blood. But since the blood passes twice through the heart, this is called double circulation in case of human beings. So we can say circulation of blood through the human heart is called double circulation. Now the next topic is heartbeat. Heartbeat is also related to the function of the heart. The walls of the heart chambers are made up of involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles means the muscles which do not work according to our will. If the heart is beating, that is not according to our will. So we can say the walls of the heart chambers are made up of involuntary muscles. These muscles keep on working on their own and we have no control over them. The heart muscles expand and contract regularly and continuously throughout the life. This rhythmic contraction and expansion of the heart muscles is called a heartbeat. As you can see, here are shown two types of blood vessels, arteries and veins. Arteries supply, we can say, oxygenated blood, and veins supply deoxygenated blood. Here you can say the in pictures how these supply blood to different parts of the body. And heart is a pumping organ. The heart undergoes rhythmic contraction and relaxation. So rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart muscles is called heart beat. So we can say relaxation and contraction of the heart muscles constitute a heart beat, and the human beings have about 72 times per minute. It means the heartbeat of human beings is about 72 times per minute. The number of heartbeats increasing during or after any physical exercise or when a person becomes excited. So during heavy exercise the number of heartbeat increases from 72 to 80 to 90 according to the physical work of the person. So we can say heartbeat is the contraction and relaxation of the heart muscles. Now how the doctors recognize these heartbeat? They detect these heartbeat through an instrument called stethoscope. We can say doctors listen to the heartbeat using a device called the stethoscope. From the nature and number of heartbeats in 1 minute, doctor can find out the condition of your heart. Now every time the heart beats, blood is forced into the arteries. The expansion of an artery, each time the blood is forced into it, constitutes a pulse. It means when blood is forced from the heart to the arteries, that constitute a pulse. The expansion of an artery, each time the blood is forced into it, constitute a pulse. Each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries. It means one heartbeat is equal to one pulse. The pulse rate of a person is equal to the number of heartbeat per minute. So whether it is asked pulse rate or whether it is asked heartbeat, that is the same term, and that is 72 times per minute. Now how we detect the pulse rate or heartbeat? Generally we know arteries are deep seated and veins are present on the upper side, and but there are certain places where arteries are not deep, they are close to the skin surface, and these are the places that is in wrist and neck. If we put our fingers at this portion of the neck or in the wrist, we can detect the heartbeat or pulse rate. So in this way we can count the number of pulse or heartbeat, that is 72 times per minutes. Okay students, now read the same content from the book, and thank you. Have a nice day.